Jamaica starting 7. Pamela, for you, who stands out?
I think it's the two back defenders, Sterling at goalkeeper, Vangelie Williams at goal defence. They will need to be on the song. They have been having such a phenomenal partnership so far in this competition. Sterling being outstanding individually, but then also Fowler Reid at goal shooter. She, for me, is pivotal to this Jamaica team.
Williams in for Facey, and that's really the strongest defensive end that Jamaica could put out. Strongest team that South Africa could put out, well, there's your 7.
That is exactly it, they're 7. Mawene at goalkeeper, Pretorius at goal defence. That partnership is growing and get ever stronger. Van der Merwe at wing defence. She's come on leaps and bounds, especially in this league. Got a call up to go down to the Suncorp at wing defence. Erin Berger, the queen of South Africa. She's been there for a very long time in that centre position. Bongi Masomi, 100 caps yesterday. What a milestone for her. Holshausen shooting at goal attack, and Pogita at goal shooter.
Berger then with ball in hand, already advanced.
Yes, indeed. Breaking of the line of the centre pass. You've got to stay in your third before the whistle blows.
Fortunate for Msomi to end up with the ball then.
Contact centre to the edge.
Just those initial nerves, shake them out.
That's it, yeah. And they're going to need Pogita here just to settle them and score, as she does. Gets them one on the board.
I mean, you were a fan of the split, but that was split in motion.
Indeed. She's so great and how she does the split so quickly and gets such jet towards the post.
Msomi's on her backside. That will happen a couple of times during this game. Such her speed across court and what she puts on and off court.
With the goal attack coming, goalkeeper. South Africa.
It's a real difficult attacking end to try and defend against, isn't it?
It is, because you've got the height and the hold that Janelle Fowler-Reid has, but then you've got the nippiness of Beckford around the edge of the circle, so you can't afford to just put 2 people on one player. You have to mark both of them. And likewise down in the South African shooting end.
Defense. Obstruction advantage goal. Jamaica.
Seen Pogita in the Super League in the UK. A lot of these South African players and the Jamaicans actually applied their trade here in the UK. Now doing so well in Australia too.
Yeah, Pogita was in the UK. She went to New Zealand and then got picked up as well in Australia.
Contact, goal defence. Beside the goal defence, let her get there.
Tango all the way down court.
Nobody wants to give up any space, do they? Yes, Mawene.
Pumza Mawene, who you know well.
Jamaica.
And she's one of those players that has just, from the bottom of the escalator in world order, straight to the top, zipped up so far.
She has indeed, and she came over down to England to play with 7 stars and then got snapped up by Sunshine Coast Lightning for this season to play alongside Carla Pretorius. And as you say, come on leaps and bounds. Her timing is so much better. Before she used to get a lot of contact calls, but now she's coming off the body and getting those clean intercepts.
Oh, look at her feed in. She made it stick. Great agility. Oh, that deserved a goal.
That did, didn't it, Pogita? As we see her here driving that, but she can't quite keep it in, but she goes with the other hand and tips it to keep it on court. Really, really great core and skill from her.
Obstruction. It's short goal defence. Where you are.
Holshausen under a little bit of pressure now. She just needs to take her time. And in it goes.
We will hear a lot from the umpires, particularly the early stages of this quarter. So tight and physical that this game will be. They'll try and cut out a lot of the contact early on. Pumza Mawene.
Again, yeah, great front position there. She was able to read that ball as it came down the court and then use that elevation that she has.
Obstruction goal defence. Where you are, goal shooter, come in. It's short, both of you, it's short, where you are. South Africa!
Difficult when all that's going on around you, but we'll see lots of tips and intercepts during this game.
Yeah.
Throw in.
Good from Sterling. That's what we'll see a lot of her from. She niggles at players and she gets herself in the right place.
She's annoying.
That's the word, she's annoying.
Advantage contact, wing defence.
To a shooter, you always have her on you. You never know where she's going to come from. And that's what makes her annoying.
Contact centre. Jamaica.
This is Sterling being annoying here. How she just comes round, her arms and her reach just dip at the ball and you just can't get a good grip on it.
You'd love her on your team.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, good move from South Africa, just pinching that one. One of those, Langley Williams, one of those delayed contacts. It's coming, I can't stop myself, and then it happens.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Right over her head, and that was smart there from Holthuisen, just to give it a little tap and get it out of the Jamaican reach. But
go attack.
They were just putting a bit of a run on South Africa. Norma Plummer loves a bit of flair, so she won't mind that they're shooting from distance.
No.
But I hope those would go in.
that was a better feed into Fowler Reid. It dropped in front of her, didn't allow Kumsa Moreni to come round it. But didn't allow her, as we see here. Nice and in front, and she was allowed to use her slip. What I would have liked to see her, though, is turn to the post. As she doesn't.
Relentless. And they are such a confidence team, Jamaica.
Nice hands.
Leading her team from the front of the court. Now South Africa will respond.
Offside. Offside.
Marika Holthuisen sitting on 1 from 4, 25%. She'll be disappointed with that. And South Africa need her to up these stats. When they're getting these opportunities, Jamaica won't let them get away with this, and that's another miss from her.
Former captain, she'll know her responsibility on court as well.
Throw in South Africa.
Good from Van der Merwe there to force that sideline. But yes, Marika Holthuisen, she is a captain. She knows how to play in these top, hard competitions. Just needs to take the pressure off herself and just settle on the shot.
Construction keeper.
Oh, she'll have another go.
Yes.
That one was dropping tomorrow. There we go.
That's better from her.
Jamaica.
Msomi comes in just to give her the high five.
And that's what you need from your teammates, just to say, it's okay, we know you've got this.
Oh, you need that too.
Well done, Carla
Beside the goal
Pretorius.
attack.
Look at this run here. 2 hands on the ball as well. That is not easy to do.
And that's where they're clever. They've got leaders through court, South Africa.
Causing goal shooter. Taken.
Broken contact called on Potgieter.
Harsh, perhaps?
Gosh, yeah, she got in between the defenders and held her space.
Meanwhile, Thomas came over to where we're stood.
Obstruction advantage goal.
Now that one starts.
South Africa. South
Good
Africa.
pressure in. Yes, Holthuisen
Right,
isn't
great
doing it on the shot, but she's
Centre.
helping them out on defense.
Van der Merwe. Berger on the edge, goes back unorthodox. But Msomi, the engine of this team, was there to gather up.
Obstruction, your arms around it.
Good screen set up there by Potgieter and Holthuisen, not allowing the Jamaican defense to get round.
Advantage goal.
For some reason, there's a lot of attention being directed towards the umpire at that end, so best to try and clean it up, get rid of the pinging, just not make a nuisance of yourself for a minute, let it settle.
Exactly, yeah. Get her eye off you, create some space, just do some
Contact, goal attack.
wider bursts of movement.
Barney's offside, wing defence. Barney's obstruction, centre.
They're tag teaming Fowler at the moment.
South Africa.
And again, this defensive combination. Mariah Pretorius getting the turnover. She pressured on this feed into Fowler Reid.
7-4 then, South Africa lead. Just over 6.5 minutes of this first quarter to go.
Step forward, goalkeeper. Goalkeeper. Yes. South Africa.
Lovely shot, Potgieter. 100%, 6 from 6.
A lot being carried on her shoulders at the moment. She's more than able to do that. She says the other work being done by Holthuisen around that circle.
Nice work, and that's it. She created that assist. She's been the playmaker around. Look at her come out here, takes it from Berger at the top, and a quick feed into Potgieter.
Ward with
obstruction
it.
goal attack.
Beckford came out for it. She's got a little bit more movement around that circle if they're focusing on Fowler.
South Africa.
And that's what South Africa did. They're dropping onto Fowler Reid, but then picking up
Bunny's
Beckford
break
again.
goal
But
attack.
Beckford was too quick that time.
Oh, Sterling went on the fly, couldn't quite connect.
Example
Sweet.
there again of what Peter's footwork and her split gets her so close to the post.
And a stray hair, possibly from another player on her back.
Obstruction sent up.
Oh, just a little bit
Throw in,
of
South
miscommunication and another moment. Still early, of
Sideline.
course, but when you're 10-5 down,
Jamaica will need to try and stay in this game now, not let that lead slip too much. But South Africa have managed to get well held, Peter.
South Africa!
South Africa won't need reminding that
Bunny's
they were
breaking
up
goal
to
attack.
three-quarter time at the Commonwealth Games against Jamaica, and Jamaica put a storm on in that final quarter. Norma Plummer talks about the learning process.
Jamaica!
Yeah, it was
Certainly
28.
educated.
Definitely 28 in that last quarter.
Can't do that.
No.
Big centre pass for Marve Anderson's side. Williams with it.
Bunny's obstruction sent up.
So quick backing up South Africa, but this time
Obstruction, you short.
Jamaica managed to find their way through.
Exactly, and that was
South
nice from
Africa.
Beckford, as we see walking up, running around the edge of the circle as the defenders suck back onto Fowler Reid, and she needs to do more of that to give those options for Jamaica down that attacking end.
I won't mind going back, Jamaica. Pressure they need to put on South Africa now. Just finding it, oh, I was about to say too easy to get through.
Indeed, Vangeline Williams, great timing to reject this shot. Look at her go high.
Throw in South Africa, where you are.
Couldn't follow it up though, still South Africa
Advantage
possession.
offside, advantage contact wing defence.
Now the eyes in.
Yes, she claps herself there.
Imelda Aiken on the sideline. She's an option for Jamaica, but maybe not had the best season or the best start to this World Cup.
Yeah, exactly that. She
Contact
hasn't been as
goalkeeper.
strong as we've seen her in previous season. Her shooting percentages have been really down. And Fowler Reid is just kind of taking that shooter position for Jamaica.
South
And he's their
Africa.
captain as well. This is better from Jamaica, that long feed in, but they did it to the side where Pumza Mweni wasn't.
They've got to vary it up. haven't they?
Exactly.
Let's return the ball.
Imelda Aiken shouting patience, patience from the side, because you don't want to rush a pass and gift wrap it to South Africa.
Yeah, Pretoria's all over that.
Oh! I mean, she's good.
That was a little bit too far for her. Berger there trying to keep the ball in.
Advantage
Another big
obstruction
moment for
centre.
Jamaica then. 13-7 down.
Bunny's
Need to land
offside
this
wing.
one. A roll off the back from Fowler. She was offering great movement.
Obstruction.
And that's when it works again, I say, for
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Both of those shooters need to be moving. They need to be making the two South African defence think about them going somewhere else.
Just over 2 minutes of this first quarter. Just the first quarter. Brilliant netball ahead. 3 more
Contact
quarters to
goalkeeper.
come, and this one will keep push me, pull you all the way through.
Yeah, I definitely think so. How exciting has it been these first 15 minutes? Well, 14 have gone. But Van der Merwe we see here, and that backing up, but couldn't bring it in.
Oh, it's a scrum on court at the moment, but South Africa come out with the ball.
Obstruction, goalkeeper, where you are, goalkeeper, it's you. Goal defence, it's short. Advantage goal.
Advantage goal and advantage scoreboard pressure at the moment for South Africa.
Yeah, Jamaica getting too close on that lead. Lean in on the shot.
And again, that defensive work from South Africa, just shortening down the options for Jamaica, and they come away with the ball.
Yeah, and that's that. The three of them, Van der Merwe, Mweni and Pretorius, working as a unit to make it so difficult for Jamaica to break through.
So well drilled, and that's the difference with the South Africa team.
That is, and that's what Norma Plummer has brought to this side.
Always had the
With the
skills,
Jamaica
always
centre
had the
on court.
energy. But now just
on court
making
with
sure
her.
those moments count.
Yes.
Somi putting her body on the line
Advantage
there.
moving centre. Advantage offside and contact wing.
There were a couple of hip checks on the way through.
Hold tight. The obstruction's persistent. The distance needs to be longer, okay? So it's a caution. Make it longer. Where you are now.
Caution against Sterling. And that's the point we were making. The umpire clearly has been keeping an eye on her. And you just got to become anonymous in that situation.
Yeah, hear the call. She's called you 3, 4, 5 times saying,
Hold
get your
tight.
distance, get your distance.
Step
So
in.
you need to now make sure, go 5
That's
foot
a
if
delay,
instead,
Jamaica
just for a
centre.
couple to get the umpire off
Bring it
you.
up to
Who's
line.
coaching her? Who's
That's
the
it,
leader
where you
on
are now.
court that should be
Centre's
telling her
out of
just
play.
calm it down?
She is very young, Sterling, but she's also
Advantage
got experience.
contact.
But Vangelie Williams, she
Contact
is
on the
even more
goalkeeper.
experienced in this side. She's been to many a World Cup, so they need to chat to each other. Help each other out in that circle so that they don't get blown out of the game.
16-9, plenty of
Jamaica centre.
Plenty of questions for Jamaica to answer. We've seen them do that before, and a long bomb in like that. Some might say that's rushing it, but they saw that the clock was counting down. For Jamaica then, you thought they'd come out full of that energy, but South Africa have just stood in front of them. They've caused problems attack-wise for Jamaica. They've been clinical themselves, and they have that 16-9 lead. Almost double jeopardy, this one, because the loser, it's a tough draw, side of the draw they're going to go into. England will be that, and only 2 teams can progress from the next group stage through to the semi-finals. So lose this, and it will hamper your chances of making those last 4. Still, plenty of netball to go. Centre pass to South Africa.
Advantage obstruction centre.
Berger and Bongiam Somi combining well in that position. Better from Sterling. Someone's had a word.
They have indeed, and that was really good from her. She's come off the body now, so she's not getting those contact calls and gets a clean intercept.
Advantage obstruction centre. Obstruction. Goalkeeper. Jamaica.
As they look at her run her feet there, yes, coming off the body, not so tight.
We saw this from Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago. Much stronger second quarter yesterday.
Contact wing defence at the top.
Oh, there's an angry
Where you
fouler.
are.
No one wants an angry fouler.
No.
Beckford, just over the top. But there's the target of Janelle Fowler.
Yeah.
Effortless.
Yeah, right there on the rebound, ready to help her teammate out on that miss. So better pressure here from Jamaica. They're stepping up to every South African. They've got arms over.
So just narrowing down those options for them.
Yes, but that was good from Berger, how she just cut through them to reach the top of the circle. And once you're at that
Interference
top,
with
it's
the
really
goalpost
difficult for a
goalkeeper.
defender to get a
Out
tip
of
off
play.
that.
We don't often hear the call for interference with the goalpost. We often see the goalpost shake, which I know you as an attacker, that must be frustrating. The old wobble goes in before you're about to take your shot.
Yeah, indeed. A few defenders just stamping on the floor just to make it
It was
happen.
accidental hit check.
Obviously.
Advantage offside centre.
Good movement inside that circle.
South Africa.
There goes the raw from Janelle Fowler.
Well
Oh.
seen. And that opened up because of Berger's run into the corner
Jamaica.
and a fabulous pass in from Holtzhausen on that edge. But Berger did that work first.
Contact wing defence. Goal third.
Oh, there's little bits
Yes.
of niggly body on body happening all over the court.
Notorious. That's what she's good at. Quick feet on the ground, low ball, getting the tip on it. And South Africa on the attack again.
Not bad at passing the ball either.
No.
Contact, advantage offside. Centre third. Centre third.
Khadija Williams. She knew what she did.
Yeah, they knew where that was too. It's just
Advantage
when it's so
offside, goal
fast and
attack.
furious, you take any opportunity you can get just to have a breather.
Yes.
That's just me.
Advantage obstruction centre. Goalkeeper contact.
So Sterling trying to come out there,
Goalkeeper
2 hands on it, but
beside
just
the
that
centre.
fraction too late. And that's what draws the contact.
Whole time beside the centre, nice and straight. Haven't blown time back on. Back here.
She's got to stand up straight as well.
Yes, well, you've got to be out of play so
Advantage
then you can't
obstruction, goal
influence what's
defence.
happening next. So stand to attention.
South
She does
Africa.
actually play her best netball when she's got the angry teenager look on, though, doesn't she? Shamira Sterling.
When she's got on a mission and she's got a point to prove, she does indeed.
Contact, centre your arm.
Aiding Thomas
Hold
there,
time.
trying to run the ground, but Berger smart in holding up her run.
Throw in Jamaica.
So when you're playing this level of netball, when you've played against Jamaica, and given we said they're such a confident side, they do take maybe 1 or 2 goals just from a moment that goes with them, don't they? They use that as a springboard.
Yeah, they really work on that lift and momentum and energy. When they're playing with flair, with free flowness, it's so easy for them because that's what they're used to and that's how they like to play.
Advantage obstruction, goal defence.
Oh, arms, hands, top of the head. Looks a daisy. That was all in there.
Jamaica centre.
Well done from Thomas, just waiting for Pretorius to run, but then Fowlery to come onto the ball and take that ball.
That's the kind of feed you can put in because of the upper body strength, not just the height, but the strength of Janelle Fowler.
Yes, exactly.
And there's the couple of goal runs. So this key for South
Obstruction
Africa.
wing.
Good, Holzhausen just running that baseline.
Obstruction,
Williams was
goalkeeper.
doing a really good job in terms of confusing that space. It couldn't go into Potgieter, so it needed Holzhausen to come round the base and split the defenders.
Goalkeeper obstruction. Jamaica.
Jamaica centre pass with Thomas.
Goal
Or that
for
might as well have been
Yes.
a South Africa centre pass.
Yes.
And that's it. Just sometimes Jamaica need to think.
And that's what they need to do, just settle and play the easy stuff.
South Africa.
So Jamaica were ahead on this quarter score, but now South Africa have brought it back to 5-all in this quarter. It's almost sometimes like Msomi does footwork, the speed of her feet.
So quick,
Contact, wing
and
defence.
she's very low to the ground as well. That's why it makes it look like potentially she's stepping, but no, definitely 1-2 on the take.
Touch of the Laura Langmans in the speed of the feet.
Yes, indeed. And that goal was down to her. How much work did she put on? Passing, giving and go, passing again. And then a lovely, just out of the reach of Sterling so that Potgieter could throw that in.
Contact, wing defence.
Oh, fortunate perhaps. The range and the reach in there of Punza.
South Africa.
They've just tried to just hassle them up a little bit.
She's putting a lot of pressure on in that circle, but Fowlery's height and reach, too much.
Now they're trying to force the situation, Jamaica. They've seen that little lead stretch out for South Africa. Oh, they'll accept that one.
Oh, well,
Advantage centre obstruction.
Now have they got calm heads?
Advantage obstruction, wingers have.
All the time in the
Advantage
world.
obstruction, wing
Just got to
defence.
make sure this one goes through to goal.
good from Fowlery. That was good of her to come out just to release the pressure off the first phase, passes it out and then heads straight back into the goal. Look at this from Sterling,
Advantage break, wing defence.
putting off Potgieter on that shot.
So they've gone 1 goal up on the quarter score. This to go 2 up on the quarter score and draw it back to 22-17. 5 goals a difference halfway through the second quarter.
Advantage obstruction. Advantage contact centre.
Nice quick hands there from Berger.
Obstruction.
And a lovely
Nice
shot
goal.
from Holzhausen.
Jamaica.
Just using her feet to gain a little bit more ground, get a little bit closer to the post.
Break, wing defence. third.
We talk often about Jamaica finishing the last two
Construction
World Cups
goalkeeper.
in fourth and their disappointment, but South
With
Africa was
her,
back in
that's a goal attack.
1995, the only time they've had a silver medal
Contact, goal defence.
at the World Cup. And they feel like it's their time too.
Yes, indeed.
That's
Irene
it.
van Dijk was the phenomenal shooter in that squad, then switched to New Zealand. But yes, South Africa have been building.
92% from Fowler, that's pretty much what you'd expect from her. But again, it's the work being done by the goal attacks around the circle edge. Point in case then.
Yeah. Good from Holzhausen. She felt the pressure from Sterling and then passed it off to Potgieter.
Jamaica.
But that's the work, as you're saying, the goal attacks, using the whole circle, drawing the defenders off the shooters to create space for themselves.
Well, when you've got that defensive wall in front of you, back bends and all, still can't deliver the ball.
She tried, didn't she? But that ball was just too much.
Now South Africa going back down, but this is the difference. They are being patient in
Contact
their
Jamaica's
build-up.
They are, and that was a contact. But as we see this ball come in here to Fowler Reid,
Going all matrix.
yes, no spine.
So important.
Great swish, and that's good from Holzhausen. Starting to build up a percentage, 10 from 16.
And Somi with a give and go.
Barney centre obstruction.
It's almost like she had seven
Barney's
players,
offside,
not
centre.
clearly possible, but she has everyone around her and still manages to find a way through.
Yeah. Speed and timing as a wing attack. Look at that, straight on it. There was a loose ball. Who's first to it? Masomi.
Jamaica.
And Holzhausen rewards her for it.
Talk about the 7 on court for South Africa. You should see the bench every time they score, though. Up on their feet.
Oh, the hoist.
South Africa.
Even that couldn't combat the 52-foot splits then from Fowler. Brilliant.
Jamaica.
This one tight as you like, this second quarter. South Africa would have expected that, though, from
Obstruction,
Jamaica.
wing defence.
Yeah, especially after that first quarter, 16-9 to South Africa. Jamaica would have been told by their coaching bench they will know that is not good enough if they want to progress as far as they do in this tournament.
Don't know if that was Norma Plummer returning from a cup of tea.
Throw in.
Can't take your eyes off this one at the moment.
Obstruction goal shooter.
She'll be pleased with that, though.
Barney's contact centre.
Having to
Clever.
wrestle this ball at times, but you're right, it's an intelligent netball from South Africa.
Contact, goal defence.
They know when to just wait for the 3 seconds and when to give that quick 1 second pass.
Obstruction, goal defence.
I know we talk a lot about the and 1, and 2, and 3, but and when you've got someone in front of you waving their arms about, and when you've got the pressure of the umpire, and when you've got the crowd watching you too, so difficult
Contact, goal
really
to
hard.
leave it right to that edge.
Yes, you're right, and so many things, as you just said, going on. You've got to think about what pass you're going to do, who you're going to pass it to, the timing you're going to do it.
Contact, wing defence.
So as we head into the final 3 minutes of this quarter, where do you want to see Jamaica adjust into that third quarter?
I think it's in their attacking end. They're allowing South Africa, good work from South Africa as well on that defensive pressure, but they need to break through it and give Fowler Reid those opportunities to shoot. Beckford needs to come into a little bit more, run around the edge of the circle, keep Pretorius busy.
They've certainly got the weapons, haven't they?
For sure.
And this the right 7 on court?
I think you could yes, this is their stronger 7. Dixon, potentially you could bring on at centre.
Advantage obstruction centre.
A little bit more experience than Thomas.
South Africa.
Key goal then from Beckford. shooting down at
Throw in
60%.
South Africa.
Yeah, the goal attacks
Halfway.
in today's game not as high as we're normally used to over the season. 6 from 10 for Beckford.
Halfway.
No look pass.
Obstruction.
I like that from Holzhausen, passing and going. Making sure you do it
Jamaica.
quickly so the defenders can't step up onto you.
That is great goal defence.
Beckford this time has come out to try and drive it forward. Ward does well to hang on to that one. And Williams.
Contact goalkeeper.
Contact call.
Where you are.
She didn't agree with that
No,
one.
she wasn't happy with that.
Fowler won't care though. One chalked off.
South Africa.
So after that South Africa run on goal, just over a minute before we head into half-time, give and go from Somi. She's kept going through this one.
And that's another area talking about what Jamaica can do better. Jodie Ann Ward needs to step up in that wing defence position. Misomi is having a field day in terms of getting free
Wing
and
attack
possession.
break.
And a schoolgirl error.
Far
If you're
side, yes.
the coach on the side right now, those sorts of errors.
That is
But it's when you're
contact,
trying to
Wing.
force the game.
Yes, and that's it. And they're getting frustrated. You can feel that from
Finding
Jamaica.
obstruction.
So
Wing
he just broke
defence.
too early on that centre pass.
Throw in. Jamaica.
Couldn't keep that in.
Hold time.
A little bit fortunate, they'll have enough time. Just too much on that one. So, last 30 seconds of this.
Throw it.
And confidence again just sucks it out from underneath you.
Where you are now.
And then you can see them deflate a little bit. This is where they need to
Delay
lift
on the
each
foot.
other.
That's a caution in the attack, Danica.
And there's a caution.
Yep. Keep coming up. Keep coming up. Where you are now.
That's
wing
Williams that
defence.
picked up the caution in there. And that's all about the frustration of not being able to capitalise on that moment. Last few seconds then of this
Finding
half.
offside. Wing defence.
South Africa playing it sensibly as they have done for the last 30 minutes.
Contact,
Little
goal
step
defence.
in, the contact from Vangley Williams. Again, that frustration.
South
And as the
Africa.
clock counts down, one more on for South Africa. They jump up. They know how important that moment could be. In such fine margins when you've got two of the best teams in the world going head-to-head, body on body. The skill as well from both of them. It's those sorts of goals that you need to sink. 32 plays 21, advantage South Africa. South Africa with the first centre pass then, and that crucial lead heading into the third quarter. Keep reminding you though, at the Commonwealth Games, South Africa were 1 goal up on Jamaica heading into the final quarter, and Jamaica came back to beat them. Step across. And why this match is so important is if you were to lose tonight and lose tomorrow, you'd be on your way home. A win would set up the game tomorrow. Jamaica would play England and South Africa would play Scotland if the score stays as it is. Yeah. Tough side of the draw. This, though, about on court now, another 29 minutes to see who will come through it. Much better start from Jamaica.
Indeed. Won't be on your way home, though, but you'll be playing off for that 5th position rather than the gold medal.
Yeah, but
who wants to be
who
that?
remembers that?
Who wants to be that?
I would remember it. Yeah, this all also about world rankings and standings too. That's why it's so crucial, the playoffs all the way down. But both these teams want to be in that final.
Oh, of course, definitely.
Oh! Face, ball, arms, chest, she was all involved. She looks all right.
Oh, yeah, she's composed. She was able to lay it off to Valerie, but that is a hard block to come up against, as we see coming up now.
Oh, there we go.
Pretorius just taking her landing space.
It's so difficult to take your landing space and hold your landing space.
Yeah, definitely, especially with the speed that these players are going at.
Well, there you go. That's why she shifted to that position. Williams proving her strength and her sticky hands then. Rolled around.
Nice quick hand there from Beckford. She released it so Mweni couldn't get round.
And all of a sudden, in this quarter, on quarter score, Jamaica go 3-1 up on the quarter. Pulled it back to 9 goals, the difference.
That's how they started in the second.
And there's another one coming.
Yes,
Good
so
land.
strong.
Be sensible, though. I'm about to say that was simple, but they could have done something a bit more spectacular, but just make sure they went to goal and get another one on the ball.
Yeah, and that was Dixon, who's just come on at centre, getting that intercept.
As Dixon again, lovely weighted ball in. Fowler's bottom took out Beckford, but everyone's all right. Look at that body on body.
So tight in that circle. So difficult to try and get round to the shooter, but Fowler using that strength and using that height to position herself so well.
3-goal run for Jamaica. Now South Africa come back. Oh, no way through.
No, Dixon contacting and going offside. As we see her here, trying to get round.
Now the pressure is on Holzhausen. We were saying perhaps with the lower shooting percentage.
Yep, 67%. That's not where she'd want to be.
Surely that's not a little bit of sweat on the brow of Norma Plummer.
Never.
Oh, a little trip on the way through, so congested in that area of the court. Great splits again from Fowler. Well, the half-time cup of tea seems to have revitalised Jamaica at the moment.
Yeah, they have come out in this second half so strong. There's a lot more body on body. They're challenging a lot more on the South African attack, and they're being patient on their attack.
Big goal.
Big goal for them. Big goal for South Africa. Oh!
Now Sterling's going to have to watch herself here, but both of them, Potita.
Both of you here, okay? That is unsporting conduct. I won't have it. I won't have it. Stop. I won't have it from either of you. It's a warning for both of you. Any more, you're off, okay?
Can't be clearer than that then from the umpire. Any more of that, and either both or one of them will get 2 minutes sat on the side. I mean, it's a great view we've got, but no one wants to come off court. That could be the difference in this.
Definitely, being one man down, no team wants that.
Albeit for 2 minutes.
Court's goalkeeper.
Now this is going on all over court.
Where you are, goalkeeper the side.
Since they've both come on after half-time, you've really seen that step up now. The physicality has grown in this game.
They know how much this one matters.
Yes, indeed.
Keep an eye then on that intriguing battle, and battle's the right word in that circle now. Who blinks first?
Lovely Masomi, great pull to the top of the circle and then hitting that corner to free herself up, and a fabulous pass into Potgieter.
If you want to calm things down, you annoy them by making sure you're clean through to goal.
Yes, and that's what always happened when we used to play Jamaica. If you just don't retaliate, just keep slotting those goals, keep doing your movement, keep working your footwork, that's what annoys them.
Advantage goal.
29-36. 7 goals is nothing. But it's about who keeps their head now as much as the skill on court. Adamova does well. There was a little call from Bongi Msomi. She offers again. And right in front of her, just great now work from Jamaica in closing down all through court. But look at that, threading it through. And yes, she might not be making the impact under the post, but Holzhausen again just calmly making that connection happen.
Yes, indeed. And Berger on a tip off the centre pass.
Yeah. Wing defence.
Oh, and again, Sterling's going to try and make something happen for her team. She's just got to keep on the right side of the law.
That's right.
Oh, and know that she might get an opportunity there.
So
the umpire has got double eyes on Sterling at the moment.
And again, Sterling, penalty count, she's sitting on 13. She really needs to rein that in now.
And it's not always about intent, it's just the the arm range and everything in there too, which just draws attention. Change made by South Africa. Chanway on then for South Africa at that wing defence position.
Defense. Jamaica.
See there from Vanjali Williams. She did get a tip on it.
Some fresh legs on court then, just 23 years old. She's played
Contact,
basketball
South
as well.
Africa
She's
centre.
got some
Shoulder.
skills in there.
Beside the centre.
Just got to keep it ticking over, Jamaica.
South Africa.
I didn't think Van der Merwe was doing a bad job out there.
Maybe it's saving her for the fourth quarter. I mean, there's a little bit of that you've got to adapt to as well, isn't there? Knowing how strong Jamaica are likely to come out in that final quarter. Do you keep the legs for then? Do you try and put the pump on now? So it's a game of chess on steroids, isn't it?
That's a great way of putting it, indeed. And it's those small margins. Great from Potgieter there. Again, that massive split, allowing her to get so close to the post.
Dixon does well. Heavy strapping on her left leg. Such is the stage when they've been back to back to back. Little niggles, little injuries. That lasting, that consistency through court.
Contact, goalkeeper.
Great pass.
I mean, dangerous pass with Mawani in there too, but
South Africa.
just that ability and that core again of Fowler.
Yes, indeed, and that was pinpoint, and she went up strong.
A reminder, such is the tough side of the draw that both these sides will go into. It will damage, not completely write them off, but damage their semi-final hopes. So this one, pretty much a must win, and off the back, there's another chance, another opportunity. Can Jamaica capitalise?
Yes, Sterling on the rebound. That's where she's so good, when she's coming off the body and she's going for the ball.
Just do those things.
Yes.
Because she'll get those opportunities, because they haven't been
wing
perfect,
defence.
far from perfect, South Africa in that circle, but then you've got to make it stick. They don't. Now South Africa come. Swings the other way again. Holzhausen, there was a call back. They'll use the court. Create the space. Has to go back again though. Sterling, you can't give her those. You can't give her that moment.
Can't, and there she is. She was on that front hold.
Oh, and this time Berger picks one up.
Yeah. Intentional delaying of play as Jamaica were on that break.
That, I'm sure, won't be the last we'll see of the umpire. Either with a caution or a warning, hopefully not a suspension. This one's going to get fraught.
Vantage obstruction, goal attack.
Shooting stats, Fowler Reid, 96%, 23 from 24. Potgieter, 92%, 22 from 24. How phenomenal are those?
When you've got Bedford at 71% and Holzhausen at 68%, again, it's just the work they're doing.
Yeah.
Centre, you can't move off until she's released. It's delaying play, centre, so it's a caution where you are goal attack,
That's
centre
a
out of play
second caution
there.
now for Berger. She needs to be careful.
Tightrope being walked by
Throw
Berger.
in South Africa.
Different umpires, both delivering a caution. Pretorius then didn't think she'd make that one stick, and it was coming our way. Well avoided.
So this defence now from Jamaica, making it so much difficult. Sterling trying to come out on that. They set it up for her, but she was just that little bit too late. See the pressure that the Jamaican defence have put on, but Sterling going for body on that time rather than ball.
Wipe the court, wipe the crowd, wipe the players. Sweat dripping off everyone watching this one.
Oh, it's hot on this court.
Just find every opportunity. I'm not saying it's delaying tactics, but there's another spot over there. Can we have another one over there?
That is the experience of Berger. Just giving her team a little bit of breathing space after that.
Oh, we were right behind that one. That was never going in, but there's Bongi and Somi. How many times do we say that?
Hold time. That's intentional offside, and it's a caution. It's in the circle. It's a penalty. You're out of play centre.
Intentional offside called
Contact
on
with
Dixon.
defence outside the circle.
Third caution.
Yes.
Just they're being picked up one after another after another.
Well held, Potgieter. But that's the umpires trying to get control of this game.
Contact goal.
2 warnings, 3 cautions. Don't bet against the suspension coming next.
Advantage obstruction shooter.
You can feel it, can't you?
Advantage obstruction goal shooter.
You might have 3 against 3. Got your trainers. Fowler. The difficulty is, and then great position, but the call against. Footwork.
Yes, footwork called right on that line as we see it here. She runs it so well. Oh, I think that's tight.
Well, I think that's tight as well.
Offside.
But then we're not umpires.
We're not, and we get to see a replay.
Yeah. We almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, because we want to see the replay to make that judgment on it. But you're right, so quick, so fast, not just for the players, but for the umpires too. Great little tip in.
Evangeline Williams, she's on it, she's fired up.
Wing area. Yep, that's it. Yes.
Can't call this one yet. Winner plays Scotland, loser plays England.
Good from Holzhausen, they needed that one. Jamaica leading this quarter 13-7.
Centre third. Centre third.
What a run on from Jamaica. They lost the first 2 quarters.
Advantage obstruction
13-8, now up
Goalkeeper,
in
disarm.
the third. 34-40. Make that 35-40.
They're on a comeback. They're playing smarter now. They're taking the ball right to the edge of the circle before they're looking to feed into Fowler Reid. They're tighter on their defensive end.
Somi, a little look over the top, and Holzhausen came out for it again. Good work.
And Holzhausen needing to get into that circle quickly because the 2 defenders are dropping onto Potgieter, but as soon as she comes in, they step off onto her and it leaves Potgieter. And when she's shooting at the stats that she is, you want to get the ball to her.
Advantage obstruction, wing defence.
Pam, when you've been in these moments, attacking in for England as well, are you looking up at the scoreboard? Are you just, given that we're going into the 4th quarter, you're just trying to play your net and focus on one to the next to the next?
Yeah, but you've got to focus on what's out in front of you, but you do have an eye on that scoreboard. You will need to know when it's key that you make sure that that goal stands after a run potentially from, if we're talking South Africa, from Jamaica, you want to make sure your centre pass hits that target.
Every minute of this has been huge so far, but just under a minute and a half of this 3rd quarter, and another one given up.
Yeah, Evangeline Williams moving to that wing defence position has made such an impact into this game. Great 3-foot mark. If we see a replay.
Fowler says, give me the opportunity and I'll make sure it sits. Now their centre pass.
Contact, wing defence. Advantage obstruction, wing attack.
Oh, and Jamaica again.
That's where they're so lethal. On that feed into Fowler Reid. South African defenders have no chance to get that ball.
We can have a draw. They both pick up a point, but both these sides here for the win. Berger. Such a dangerous feed into the circle when you've got Sterling in it.
Yeah, she is hunting.
Last 30 seconds then. And it might be sensible just to play the clock down a bit now. Don't give Jamaica enough time to go up the other end. But they'll have time. 38-42. Last few seconds. They'll have had a look at the clocks now. The target's in the circle. Fowler's too far out. She'll need to reset. Goes back out. Last few seconds. Fowler needs to be under the post. Can't get it. Off the post. She'll have the chance. No! That one won't count. Fowler looks at the umpire and says, surely there was enough time on the clock, but not enough time. Well, Jamaica, what a quarter for them. They won the quarter 17-10. They're still behind by the 4 goals. They've been in this situation before. Both captains having a word with the umpire. Where does it go next?
She's great when she's allowed to play as she plays and have that freedom, but she needs to be disciplined with it.
Centre pass to South Africa. They've been in this position before, ahead against Jamaica in crucial matches. They find themselves 42-38 up. Big passage of play coming up, and there's the Sterling that can win you a game.
Indeed, when she gets that front position, when she's allowed to run on the ball, she will get those intercepts.
Little bit of a nonchalant toss of her hair over her shoulder. She resets. Williams too, since she's moved to that wing defence position, really changed the game for Jamaica. Khadija Williams with it. Back to Vangelie. No! Riesel is on at that wing attack position for South Africa. What's she going to give them there?
She came on yesterday, played quite a few quarters. She's consistent. She will be on defensive pressure, but she knows how to feed the circle as well.
Is this a game so they can just give Bonyam-Somi maybe a little bit of a breather, or is this she's going to see it out? Attention for Jamaica down the other end at the moment. She's got big splits as Fowler, but even that was too far out. Some tightrope walking around the circle. Beckford will go for this one. No, the fake pass. The pop over to Fowler. That's a better position for her.
Indeed, yes. And I am surprised with the changes we're seeing as we see the ball go over to Fowler Reid from Norma Plummer. We've said South Africa have this dominant 7, this strong 7 that can win the games. She's made 2 changes now. Wing defence and wing attack.
She's confident though. Confident in the abilities of those players on court.
Contact, wing defence. Where you are, wing attack, wing defence, come up.
Better from South Africa, just waiting for the ball for Potgieter to pop out from the side.
Just the 3 goals in it, how quickly it changes. Talking of changes, confirmation of those South Africa changes. Moeni needs to get a bit more joy in that circle now on Fowler. She seems to have worked her out.
Yeah, started so strong, getting those tips and intercepts. Her and Pretorius will need to work together to be able to combat those balls coming into Fowler Reid.
How much does history now weigh on the shoulders of South Africa? They know they've been in this position before, and all of a sudden, off their centre pass, Jamaica can come back to within a goal and then level it up themselves. But maybe that's why she's on court.
Indeed, Griesel there.
Jamaica's
defensive turnover from an attacker. Look at her here, how she tracks this ball, goes back with 2 hands. That's what key for her.
Oh no!
It's out off the foot. South Africa throwing. It's off the foot.
There was a toe in that, just a toe in that. That could be the difference. Boos all around the court, players flying. There was a little bit of a hip check and a body check from Sterling. She's looking for one, she's hunting for one.
She's all over it now. She's come on into this last quarter, hungry for everything.
They're 3-1 up in this quarter, Jamaica. This passage of play could draw them back level, so long behind in this game, and South Africa will know that that's happened time and time again before with this Jamaica side, and that will give Jamaica belief. There's the captain, Fowler on the edge. Demanding a bit more from her players then, wasn't getting the backup.
Yeah, she wanted someone to offload. Carla with that up, but it falls to Dixon. Oh, there she is again.
World-class defending, that's what you get from her. You get the engine and the motor then from South Africa. Oh, but great pressure again in that circle.
Yeah.
Potgieter's been brilliant already in this match.
She's been phenomenal. Key goal there, and it's good from Haushausen how she, as we see here, this from Pretorius, how she came up and took that ball.
Fowler again looking for an option around the circle, goes with a little bounce out. And Williams with a lofted ball in. Perfect weight, perfect positioning, and Fowler will do that.
Yes, indeed, great feeding.
Centre pass, South Africa. Now look at, again, just all the work being put in by that Jamaica defence. Having to figure it out. Holtzhausen wasn't feeling confident from there.
She's not confident on the shot at the moment, is she? Looking to pass it off rather than go to post.
Contact, goal defence.
You don't want to be the one, do you? You don't want to be the one that misses.
But she's in that position for a reason. Goal attack is still a shooter. So she needs to put this one up.
Oh, we could see that. We were right behind it. That was always going away from the net. Jamaica come again. Angry Lamb from Fowler. Contact called.
Contact goal defence.
Yeah.
That's a goal attack. Yes, where you are now. Get some structure and you're both out.
Nothing they can do but watch on as Jamaica claw themselves back.
They have come really to play in this second half. We see their bench standing up, lifting the crowd, getting them to lift their players on the court, feed off this energy and this role that they've had.
They know that they can draw themselves back level. Now we'll see everything put on the line.
Where you are
Helps
now.
her up, the grimace, the edge of the circle.
Where you are, goal attack.
Fowler, reliable, safe. The captain draws Jamaica level.
She does indeed, and with such calmness. This is a crucial centre pass now for South Africa.
They know, motionless on the bench. South Africa now, who are up on their toes, off their chairs, off their seats. Little shot in the arm.
Wing attack, you've got blood there.
There's a blood call. So the umpire
Centre,
will
let's check the ball,
force
please.
result off the court.
Masomi comes on.
Not a bad replacement.
Not at all.
Thank you.
A little bit of blood on her leg. She'll have that addressed. Looks like they're keen to get her back on court. Interesting. Who would you have in that wing attack position?
Masomi all day, every day.
Maybe they wanted to bring on a little bit later.
Contact centre. Hold time. You need to adjust the timing. Okay, where you are.
She get away with one there?
Yeah, exactly. And now Berger's getting frustrated. What we saw from Jamaicans in that second quarter.
Contact.
Need to rein it in now.
South Africa.
Lovely bounce pass. Smarter play there from South Africa, going under the Jamaicans. We've seen how good Sterling is in the air. Great little bounce pass off her left hand as well.
Oh, which way is this one going? 45-46. $45 to Jamaica, 46 to South Africa.
South Africa.
Masomi seems to have brought a lift as she's come onto this court, a wing attack.
She's desperate,
Pause, wing
the
attack.
captain, to take this team through. How many times have we said this could be a big goal? There's another.
Indeed, and Holzhausen, she's smiling at that one. They needed this from her. Sitting at 64%, she had to score that one.
Contact in defence.
A reminder, this won't hamper completely the chances of making the semi-final, but so tough is the draw. The half of the draw that both these sides will go into tomorrow, with England in it too. Results are carried through from the teams you've already played, points carried through from the teams you've already played, and England will play the loser of this one. So 2 defeats, and although you'll be playing for standings, you won't be playing for those semi-finals.
Wing defence.
It's complicated, but it results in some brilliant netball.
It does indeed. Great lean there from Facey, but it doesn't hamper Potgieter on that shot. She has a quick little tip and then release.
3 goals in it. Plenty of time to claw themselves back, but Jamaica need to score off this one. Captain Fowler with a step in.
Footwork there. You saw Michelle Fippard, the umpire.
Oh, even the ball is worn out.
This is how hot this game is.
I mean, I know we're all exhausted. New balls, please. Final day of Wimbledon. And in comes the new one. Right, what can they do with the new ball? And Somi gives it a little flex to test it's hard enough to take on the battle.
Good from Masomi, that footwork.
Centre.
Oh, this is patient. patient and sensible from South Africa.
Contact goalkeeper. Where you
And
are,
it's good
shooter.
that they're always turning to goal,
Obstruction,
making the
goal
Jamaican
defence.
defence move off them, get that 3-foot, and then if they want to pass it back out, they do. But they're creating that
Jamaica.
space for themselves.
So she's hot, is Fowler, and hot enough to deflate the ball.
As soon as it touched her hand.
Oh, how key could that be? The look like someone had just nicked her kitten.
Construction centre.
Oh,
Again, that bounce pass from Marika Alshausen, going it round the Jamaican defence. And it's their centre pass.
so much time, but if they score from this centre pass, a reminder, we won't have extra time at this stage. A draw will mean a point each, but both need a win, and that could be key.
Yes, and Shamira Sterling again trying to lift her team by getting that turnover.
There's a shoe off, there's deflated balls. It's happening all over court. Meanwhile, without a care in the world, Fowler puts it away.
Shanwei there lost her shoe.
This to take it back within 2 goals. Plenty of time on the clock. But look at that defensive work from South Africa.
Big wall they're putting on there. Both defensive drop back onto Fowler Reid.
Contact with attack. Obstruction goalkeeper. This side, yes, goalkeeper.
But that's one of those penalties you don't want to give away. The defenders have made it really difficult for this ball to come in, but now Fowler Reid has that free shot under the post.
You've also been in this situation knowing it's just 2 goals. And it's kind of that trade-off between, do we play it around court to take some of that time off? But also, you just got to make sure you go to goal, right?
Yes, indeed, and there's that balance, as you say.
Goal defense.
Play it round just to settle the team, but then when it opens up, don't be afraid to give that ball, as we just saw there into Potgieter.
Contact with defense.
Oh, they thought they had that call.
I know, but contact called just as the whistle went on the centre pass.
With her. Centre third.
I tell you what, they've done well to clean up the play.
Obstruction.
This is netball at its best, and they've cut some of the dirtiest stuff out. Umpires letting it flow as well.
Step back centre. Thank
A
you.
little bit of a step back.
Nice there, Beckford. She looked away, but when he came off, opened up Fowler Reid.
Twist and shout as the roar goes up. 3 goals. Still time on that clock, but again, sensible play from South Africa. Are we seeing Jamaica's hopes of making that final dented?
Good
So
swing.
wow.
See, she needed to come back on the court at wing attack.
That blood call paying off at the moment.
Jamaica.
They know, Jamaica looking up at the clock. Now they need to make it happen quick. Williams sensing that, does the long bomb up.
What
And if
a
they're going to
pass.
draw themselves back into it, they need more of that.
They do indeed, and that was confidence and that was such skill. Look at that ball come in and Fowler Reid, that take.
Beats the clock, beats the defenders. Now they have to put the pressure back on South Africa. Jamaica in their faces, building that wall. South Africa, though, content to play it around. Taking the 3 seconds right to the limit. Have to go back.
Contact, goal attack. Contact, goal attack.
Pressure
Frustrating.
release. Yeah.
They won't mind that. Experience on court from this South Africa side.
Contact Jamaica centre.
Bongi Masomi.
She drew that.
She did.
Come up,
She put her
centre.
body on the line. She was smart. She knew it was coming. She ran hard.
Minute and a half. There is still time, but this will make it difficult for Jamaica. They need to turn it now. Can they get a rebound? Holzhauser wasn't sure at all about that.
She wanted to make sure.
Oh, and again, got to put one of those up.
She does.
She'll be thankful for Potgieter.
Yeah, how she held onto that ball. She looks up at the score. She knows it's tight.
Defense, hit, contact.
Oh, and they'll be advanced. Surely not enough time now. Need to be quick. Fowler, there's one off. Pressure back on the centre pass.
Jamaica need this turnover now.
Under 1 minute, 2 goals in it. But this will just be taking it out of Jamaica. This is what South Africa have learned. This is the experience of Norma Plummer. This is what the best Australian sides did. They played with you, but then you hold it and you haven't got long enough. Now body's on the line. How quick can they be? Last 30 seconds. and then they're sent to pass. Great defensive work from South Africa. That'll be the moment, surely. That's the moment that South Africa take this game. Now they just need to play it around. The clock has beaten Jamaica. South Africa have beaten Jamaica. Final 30 seconds. Play it sensibly around the court. Now Jamaica have learned that. Berger went on the run. She was offered as an option. There she is. They opt to go back. Msomi is always there. Safe hands, the land from her. More seconds eaten up. Jamaica still frustrated. In that circle, Potgieter. This time she opts not to choose. The option then of Holzhausen on. The clock being counted down by the crowd. The bench for South Africa up. Now the hugs. Now the embraces. South Africa have beaten Jamaica. They didn't even watch that one go in. A huge dent in the hopes of Jamaica to make that semi-final, but that's what it means to South Africa. There's a team that have won this one, that will take themselves forward into the group stages with the confidence, the ability and the knowledge, Pamela Cookie, they can mix it, take on the best and beat them.
Yes, Caroline, exactly everything you just said. What a game we've just been witness to. The best yet of this Netball World Cup. And it was just the sheer grit of the South African team that brought them through, the skill level. They rode that wave. They have lost before in that last quarter in the Commonwealth Games. They didn't want to do that again, and they managed to hold it out today.
Jamaica have lost. South Africa have won. 55-52. It had everything.
Well, the accolade goes to goal defence for South Africa, Carla Pretorius. Carla, they had you working hard in that circle, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. They are such a quality side, and we knew that it's going to be a tough battle out there, and it was. What a great opportunity for us, and I think we're very happy with the fact that in the past we slipped those big games, we let it slip away, and we were able to get the win, and yeah, we're very satisfied with that, but still a few areas where we need to be more consistent.
Which areas do you think those are specifically? Because, you know, they really got back into it the last couple of quarters.
I think all over. In terms of defence, that third quarter we made it easy for them going into the goal third and into the circle. Maybe played a bit looser where we should have just be more consistent in that man-to-man defence. But yeah, also taking the ball down court. Probably a bit of a dip in that third quarter, and definitely something we can improve on.
What positives do you take forward? Scotland tomorrow.
We focus on what we need to do, and we're really going to go back on this game and see where we were probably not that consistent, and make sure that the performance we put out there tomorrow is a 60-minute consistent performance.
Well played today. We wish you the best of luck tomorrow. I'll just bring in Norma Plummer, if I may. Norma, I mean, you started very strong, but they tested you towards the end there, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they are the number 2 team in the world, aren't they? So you can't expect that it'll sit all the time like that. But, you know, I think in the end, we prevailed, and I'm so proud of the way they came through it. We were our own worst enemy on some things, but then we learned from that. But, you know, this is where South Africa has learned to stand up and be counted in the crunch. We've worked very hard on that and getting them to really have a lot of self-belief, and I couldn't be more happier. It's just a big hurdle to get over because we could have been out of the ballpark altogether, not getting over this one today, and I think it's first time they've beaten Jamaica for a long, long time.
Really shows your mettle and, like you say, ability to shut these games out. There's been a lot made about the fact that you've got a really strong starting 7, but that perhaps the bench isn't your strongest. Your substitutions today perhaps proved that wrong. Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't coach 7 players. I've said that all along. I never have. I've always coached 12 players because if you can't use your bench, and I felt there was a few legs getting tired out there, and so, you know, put the fresh legs on. And I also thought Jamaica were getting a bit tired because they haven't been pushed either. So I think, you know, put the fresh legs out, but I wanted the drives coming through the midcourt, and I thought young KC did that for us today. And, put his head on. It was a shame that she got the blood rule and had to come off, but then putting Bo back out, she went out with a different bit of vigour because she'd started propping, and that's when they got on top of her. When she went back out, she actually opened up the play, and that's what we needed.
Well played today. Best of luck against Scotland tomorrow. Marvette, I'll just bring you in, Jamaican head coach, if I may. I mean, that game had everything, but to win the last 2 quarters and not come away with a victory must hurt.
That's how the game goes. It's a game of runs. They were able to withstand the run. Nonetheless, hats off to my team. I think they did incredibly well today, and congratulations to South Africa.
Will you rue some missed opportunities, do you think, early on in that game?
Yes, definitely. Turnovers continue to plague us. That's something that we're working on, and we just have to keep at it.
Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.